what inspires me to write, Do you want to
Oh,
know
that no, sir.
my secret?
I'd
Do
love
you
to
want
know.
to know my
Yes,
Do you want to know my secret?
Yes, we
I'd
do.
love
We
to know
do.
your lessons. Yes.
Okay, okay. This is my secret, Mr. Gandhi. We were suckling milk from the mother's breast. We were fed this Ramayana and Mahabharata. Jo Achyutananda Jo Jo Mukunda, Lali Paramananda Rama Govinda. That's a song our mother used to sing to make us
Hmm,
sleep.
hmm.
So Ram is in our blood. You can't escape it. Let me tell you
Yeah.
very, very honestly. Some things we don't plan. There's a plan of the God. He plans it. We execute it.
Hmm.
This is something like that. This Ramayana is something like that. It's not the
Right.
plan of Moksha. It's not the plan of me. Not the plan of anybody. It's a divine plan. We are just tools in the hand of the divinity.
Hi, this is Avinash Ramachandran from the screen. Uh, Firstly, it's a huge honor talking to firstly, big fan of your success ratio. And I want to start off by asking, is taking up a new project ever a challenge that you makes you think that I should do better than what I did last time, or you just go with the flow?
Please. The last words were not legible. The last
So do
sentence.
you do you ever have this pressure of having to deliver something which is better than the previous film, or you just write so happy?
About you're talking about my other films.
So generally, so when you're writing something, because every film of
Uh,
yours has to do something.
I have a big inspiration. You know what inspires me?
With your writing, sir.
Yeah.
So I've read that your inspirations have been Ramayana and Mahabharata.
No. What inspires me to write? Do you want to
Oh,
know
that no, sir.
my secret?
I'd
Do
love
you
to know.
want to know my?
Yes,
Do you want to know my secret?
Yes, we
I'd
do.
love
We
to know
do.
your lessons. Yes.
Okay, okay. This is my secret, Mr. Gandhi. But for Ramayana, it's not Gandhi. It's Sitama. It's Sitama that inspires me for this particular project.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So,
love
so how is
Sitama.
it to work on this thing? So how was it to work on Ramayana, which is so close to your heart, and you didn't really
Uh,
have to look at Mr. Gandhi for it?
it is a two-way thing. One way, the first of all, when they asked me to be in charge, to supervise the dubbing and all these things, I was wondering. The picture is already released in English. It's in the YouTube for a long time. The pagal hai
Hmm.
kya? Okay, I know they are giving the money. Let me do my job. But once
Hmm.
I have seen the movie, I was captivated by it.
Right.
But the sheer simplicity and innocence,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
characters are projecting innocence, what they want to project, appealing directly to the heart of a child. Wow, I thought
Hmm.
this is a winner. This must be seen by all the kids.
Right.
So I loved the job of doing the supervision. It's
Hmm.
not just a
Hmm.
job. I loved it.
Lovely. And so, and let's say if you had got an opportunity to make this film right now, what kind of changes would you have made? Like in very let's say you're making this film for today's times.
It's Ramayana.
Yeah.
Again,
Yes, sir.
yeah, there are multiple ways of telling Ramayana. Suppose this is in 2D animation, you can make it into 3D animation,
Hmm.
which will that much more this thing. Tell the Ramayana from different perspective. It can be told from the
Yeah.
point of view of Ram. I mean, it can be told from the point of Hanuman. It can be told from the point of
Yeah.
Sita. It can be told from the point of Lakshman.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it can
Hmm.
be told from the point of Ram.
Yeah.
The aspect
Yeah.
changes.
So hi Moksha, I'll just address this question to you. Um,
Hi.
so technically, what did it take to restore Ramayana to the new? Because the new audience they have they have a much more clear understanding of how probably a lot of animation works. So when you're making this film to a tech-savvy audience, what is the kind of change that you had to bring in?
First of all, I think that we're highly visualized today. We're served with such great quality of content, and this being, almost an artifact of the past, but a very important piece of art that is available. So once we, of course, were involved, this was already brought up to a 4K remaster. So visual quality was significantly improved back in 2019. Now, us as an
Hmm.
organization, we worked on bringing up the certain sound elements of the film. So, whether it's the certain follies that we worked with, improving the sound quality to 5.1, and then, of course, working on the quality of the dub. These are the areas that
Yeah.
we contributed to. And of course, as we brought this back to the audience, I have dogs, so you have to sort of excuse me. But so just basically to be able to contribute in a way that this could be packaged to an audience today, which is sensitive to the various qualitative works that are out there. So, yeah, those are the ways we contribute.
And in some way that most of the people have not seen this film on the big screen. It was a TV release and then it's on YouTube. And now when you come on the big screen, and did you go and see how the quality of the film is and how they're responding to the quality of?
So of course, most of the people have only seen this on either television or a very low quality on YouTube. This is one of the reasons why we felt that we need to bring this back to theaters because it never really saw its presence in the theater. There's an entirely different experience in going into a theater to absorb this film, the sensitivity of it, the quality of the art form. I think that really well delivers. Now, in the theaters, it's amazing the kind of expressions I've seen. But children have really enjoyed it. I also took one of my elders to the film as well, and they had never seen it. And she has a sensitivity to her eye. And she mentioned that, just the colors are so easy to absorb that it really lets you understand what the narrative is, what the relationships, what the stories are. Yeah.
Vijayendra garu, so when you're making this film for, let's say, today, so you've been working on the dubbing process and changing, let's say, the legendary voice that people have associated with the version of Ramayana that you've been watching on YouTube and other formats. So how did you come to these decisions? Because it's not easy to completely remove the idea of what you've heard so far, and you also change the narrative, and there's a lot of small nuances that you brought into it. So how did that come into place?
No, no. Let me be very. My job is confined only to the proper dubbing.
Right.
The original version, what is in English, I had to dub into Telugu, Tamil, and Hindi languages. My
Okay.
main concern was how the language should not spoil the originality in the what the director and the writer
Hmm.
meant it this thing. I took care of that.
Hmm.
And
Right.
I'm not that proficient in Tamil and Hindi. Just I had taken the help of my friends who are experts in that language, particular languages.
Hmm.
So they assured me, and the people who have seen, they have assured me, yes, as per the quality of the dubbing is wonderful.
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
unfortunately, I wish I could play a bigger role because already movie is done. I can't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And you said something very interesting that this is aimed at children. Because a lot of films that probably come nowadays, even if you're talking about films that are inspired from the epics, they are not always targeted towards the children because you have big heroes playing those roles, and automatically other factors come into play. So, how important do you think it is to make films for children? Because we used to have that properly earlier. Now I think that it's slowly gotten down. Everyone wants all kinds of films.
In my opinion, it is very, very important to make movies targeting the children because they are at an impressionable age. Whatever that goes into the mind will live them forever till their death. So, if I are able to impart the moral values, the sense of justice, how one should be honest, how one should not tell lies and always tell the truth, they're the most important things.
Yeah.
So, I wish many, many movie makers make movies aiming at the children.
Hmm.
And the
And
government
is it
should step
tougher
in
to
it.
write?
And,
Yeah.
I really wish government should step in a very big way to encourage movies for children.
But do you think it's tougher to write for children? So is it because we are so used to not considering them as the audience for so long? Is it getting
No, no,
increasingly tough to because
no. See, actually, in a way, it is tough. It is tough. For the writer, he has to become a child to start with. That's the
yeah,
toughest
yeah.
thing. Uh,
And then to talk about so you watched the film. So did you watch it with the audience? Did you have a chance to
no, no.
revisit
I watched in
Ramayana?
Hyderabad. I watched in Hyderabad.
How was it? How was it to watch a new
Wonderful,
generation of people?
wonderful, wonderful. The kids were laughing, crying, clapping. You also have to become a kid with them.
That's right. True, true, true. Um, and so let's
I will
have
say,
this question to Moksha. Anji.
have you seen the movie?
Yes, I saw it last night.
Thank you,
So
thank you.
I had to before watching. I had to watch it last night, and so I have seen it on the on YouTube and before that, and it was so nice to. Firstly, the colors are so different. And it is not too. It's very simple, but it's beautiful. I think that is what the whole idea of.
Versace, I feel like there's so much youthful energy in you. I think you're still a child.
Me?
Sorry, Avinash, I think we
I think I
lost
just
you
got
for a moment.
disconnected for a
Yes,
while.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Avinash,
So
are you
so
Telugu?
so I'm
What's your mother tongue?
Malayalam Tamil mixture. Malayalam.
Okay, okay.
So settled in Chennai, so it's and I've been following the work. For me, it was like watching a huge audience, a lot of kids also, and they were all
Yes.
enjoying watching the film. As Moksha was saying, the color is so nice, and it doesn't really impact their sensitivity. They enjoying the film. The music is so good. It was such a lovely experience watching it, and it's also very simple. Also. It took me back to the time I was watching films in Doordarshan, and there was no
it, it,
much.
it, it takes you the time of your grandparents.
Absolutely, sitting with them and talk and them telling the
Yes,
stories of Rama. It's not
yes.
layered, but they'll tell what they've heard.
Sitting in their lap.
Yeah, it was. That's how storytelling evolved. No? That's how we all
Yes,
started. First stories we heard is from them.
yes.
So, Moksha, because this is a film that was started in an anime version, and then they collaborated with an Indian team to make it something that's so everlasting. Do you see such collaborations happening in the future also? Like, do you plan to do such more collaborations and bring it to the big screen?
Absolutely. So I'm not sure if you know much about Geek Pictures, but we are, one of a kind, an Indo-Japanese organization. We're a media company. We have our own anime studio. We also produce, we work on a various aspects of creative contribution. Now, this is our starting point as an offering to the India market to bring this timeless classic back. And, it's something that's so dear to people. And this is how we wanted to start our journey in India. So moving
Mhm.
forward, we're looking to create, pieces once again between India and Japan, but also to make unique works for the children's market in India. And I had,
Right.
also mentioned that we're also looking to open an anime school where we invite Japanese faculty and teachers to come and teach this art form. Because, I'm sure
Right.
if you've seen much of Japanese content such as Ghibli, they have a strong essence in storytelling that translates to the soft mind of a child. So if there's a way that we can make a contribution, I think this is the direction we want to take.
And the market is perfect for that kind of a collaboration also because let's say a few years back my household didn't really have a lot of references about Japanese anime, and now I have a Ghibli calendar. There are a lot of soft toys that are from the anime market. It suddenly boom. I think now post pandemic people watching a lot more content. Anime's boom has been much more. We had a Comic Con recently in India, like in
Yeah.
Chennai, and there was I didn't expect it to happen in Chennai. It was the first time that happened. I was thinking about if those kind of collaboration will also happen in a much larger scale. Is
Yeah.
that on the anvil?
Absolutely. I mean, we already have something in production as we speak, which is an Indo-Japanese collaborative piece that is being worked on in-house. And we do intend to do something, a little bit more grand as well. And I think you'll see that announcement coming soon. Yeah.
Vijayendra Garu, there is this beautiful understanding of ethics that we've always had
Yes.
throughout the ever since cinema has been there. We've always seen some sort of ethics in some form or the other. Till today, when you
Yes.
have even modern films, you cannot think of not think of the lines from Ramayana or Mahabharata and that making it into the mainstream. So how do you as a writer and someone who's been following cinema for so long, what do you think is the reason for that to be the central core of everything we do in Indian cinema?
Last sentence come again. Last sentence.
Yeah, so how do you think see that the epics have been the emotional core and the strong core of Indian cinema throughout these years? And we have had so many different things happening, but the center has always been something related to the Ramayana or the Mahabharata or the stories, folklore, should be heard.
The age we were suckling milk from the mother's breast. We were fed this Ramayana and Mahabharata. Jo Achyutananda Jo Mukunda, Lali Paramananda Rama Govinda. That's a song our mother used to sing to make us
Mm,
sleep.
mm, mm.
So Ram is in our blood. You can't escape it.
And if like you've always used a lot of motives from the epics, and even when you like for me, of course, I love all your Telugu work. I've been following just the recent works also. But I'm fascinated with the idea of, let's say, a film like Bajrangi Bhaijaan, where it's, as you said, it's in a way the Lord Hanuman going and helping someone in another country. It's a very wonderful idea. So it's again it's the form of Ramayana told through someone else's eyes. So how
Yes,
is it
yes.
when so do you, let's say if someone sees the film and doesn't really get those ideas, but you have written that, but people might not connect it. As a writer, how do you feel that? Is it like I'm giving you a story, you it's up to you how to take it forward.
Yeah, exactly. That's my attitude. I had done my job to my heart's content, to my what you call Trikana Suddhi, Mansa Vacha Karmana.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever I feel good, I'll give it.
Mm-hmm. And do you take the pressures? Is it a bit pressurizing that everybody's asking you, like even let's say now we're talking about Ramayana, that's what I'm here for too. But wherever you go, someone will ask about the next film, what are you going to do next, what's happening next, what's the next challenge you have. Does it ever pressurize you as a writer? Because as a writer, you need that space. No? So how does
No,
that
no,
work?
I never get pressure. Have you ever filled a crossword? Crossword.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
ever filled? Is there a
Yes,
pressure
I've
on
done that.
you?
Yeah.
Is there a pressure on
No,
you
it's
when
just
you're doing it? It's a
think
pleasure.
that cracking what's happening. Yes,
It's a game. It's a
correct.
game. For me, also, writing a
Mhm.
story is a game.
Okay.
I always
So
feel I get no, no. I always feel I get my pleasure in writing the story. Whatever money I'm getting is a big bonus.
right, right.
Yeah, writing the story itself is a pleasure for me. Getting money is
Yeah,
a big
yeah.
bonus.
So I just wanted to ask Moksha this thing that this is India is a vibrant market for a lot of different things to have. There is because of the kind of languages that we have and the kind of every market has a different kind of a space. So how do you plan to navigate through that? Because let's say Ramayana is something that is pan-Indian, everyone will get the idea of what it is and it will have a cross-cultural impact. But when we talk about the other things that you're planning, how do you plan to navigate the linguistic market?
I hope that I'm able to answer your question correctly, but there's two aspects to it. The content that we're working on in terms of, whether we're looking at a recollaboration between India and Japan to create a piece, we've seen in the last many years a strong rise in an attraction towards East Asian content, even within India, within tier two cities, tier three cities, young children, college students, really taking interest in the type of storytelling that is being delivered from East Asia. So I always feel that there's a lot of power in being able to tell stories well, as Prasadji also mentioned, and to be able to deliver it. Now, the factor about adaptation, that is something that we also embarked on with this film, because there is an earlier version of this film as well, where there's an Hindi version, but we embarked on a new version. There's also a Tamil and Telugu. Now, this story being so dear and so relevant pan India, we felt it was important that we spread it across as much as possible. Now we've embarked on the newer versions in these additional languages as well, and I'm really hoping that it is reaching the audience. They're getting to experience it in theaters, because to be able to really enjoy the quality of the film, to look at the various drawings, the visualizations of the landscapes that have been made, the characters, I think it's best absorbed in the theaters. So, I mean, this is the way that we have approached it. But whenever you localize to a language, it's not just about a transliteration. That is where you need to bring in essence. And hence, we had invited Prasadji to give his wisdom and efforts in the one area that we could make a difference, which is the dubbing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So finally, Vijayendra Garu, this is something that I felt after watching the film yesterday, that they are watching it as a 2025 film. It is something as old as the country. The video itself has been relevant so far, but still people are seeing it as a 2025 film. How much of you is there in making it relevant?
How much? The question is to me?
How much of how much of you is there to make sure that the dialogues or the way it is narrated, everything, how much it is you that makes it relevant even today?
I mean, I was in charge of the dubbing, the, the writing aspect, and the artist selection of the artists, and how they modulated in the dubbing. That much, I'm happy
Yeah.
for the result. I'm happy for the result.
Hmm. And when writing this also, you had to make a few changes to
No,
today's.
very little.
Right, right, right. So basically, it was very. I was very happy watching the film yesterday and talking to both of you today, because it was important for me to see how Ramayana would be. If I want to tell,
Lastly, can I add something?
absolutely.
Have you ever been to magic show?
Yes, I have been admitted. Yes.
Okay, when he's doing magic, you wonder, you're happy. You don't ask me how he's
Yeah.
doing it.
That's the trick of not knowing is very important. I agree to it completely.
So
Once you know what's happening,
our Ramayana is magic. Enjoy it.
I think they are all enjoying it. I'm just asking to understand a little bit more about the not the process, but how it happened together. Because I don't want to know the process now. As you said, the
Sometimes,
process works.
Avinash, let me tell you
Yeah.
very, very honestly. Some things we don't plan. There's a plan of the God. He plans it. We execute it.
I think
This is something like that. This Ramayana is something like that. It's not the
right.
plan of Moksha. It's not the plan of me. Not the plan of anybody. It's a divine plan. We are just tools in the hand of divinity.
And we are watching it unfold on the biggest of
Yes.
screens. So
Yes.
thank you so much for your time, sir. Thank you so much for your time. It's lovely talking to
Thank
both
you,
of you.
Avinash.